Okay, good day everyone. So, welcome here to the fundamentals of computing. So, for now, we are this is our first topic for this subject. So, this is the internet and the World Wide Web. So, before we're going to discuss this topic, let me just remind you that you need to log in every time in our scheduled time. You have to log into your USDEP account, right? And then please do some note taking in this while we're having our discussion. So because there might be some information that I'm going to say that is not reflected on the presentation. Okay. All right. So let's start. So this is the internet and the World Wide Web. So basically, this is the our learning objectives. So, okay, learning objectives. So we're going to know how the internet works. Then we have to understand ways and how to access it. Then identify the URL. Then search for information in the web, and there are types of web pages actually. And then we will able to recognize how web pages use graphics, animation, audio, video, and virtual reality. They will be describing some electronic commerce or the e-commerce, and then identify the tools required for web publishing, and explain how email, FTP, newsgroup, and message boards, mailing lists, chat rooms, and instant messaging work. Okay, and then last is would be identify the rules of etiquette. So these are the things that we're going to learn for this topic. Okay, next. So now, what is internet? So it says here that it's a worldwide collection of networks that links millions of businesses, government agencies, educational institutions, and individuals. So I think we're familiar with internet class now. So it says here it's a collection of networks. So when we say network, it, global network. So study na niyo in the previous sem, no? Network consists of two. When you say it consists of two or more computers that are linked together, right? So it also, aside from that, they link together. They share also resources such as printers and files, and it also allow to do some electronic communications. So ano siya ang network. So basically, when you log on to the internet, you are given access to many of the other computers that are connected around the world. So the internet, so in simplest terms, it is the large group of millions of computers around the world that are all connected to one another. So these computers, giconnect na siya through phone lines, fiber optic lines, sa coaxial cable, satellites, and wireless connections. So mo siya ang internet. So how it all started. So the internet originated as ARPANET. So meaning ARPANET is Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. So in September 1969, and had two main goals. So what are these? So it allows scientists at different physical locations to share information and work together. So even though you are in the same different physical locations, you can still work together and share information through internet. And then second is function even part of the network were disabled or destroyed by a disaster. So even if one of the network is malfunction or down, you can still work. The other part of the network can still operate. So So these are the two main goals of the internet. And then next, okay, these are the evolution of internet. So from 1969, we have the ARPANET becomes functional. In the 1984, ARPANET has more than 1,000 individual computers linked as hosts. In 1986, NSF connects NSFNet to ARPANET and becomes known as the Internet. NSF stands for National Science Foundation Network. National Science Foundation Network. Okay. And then in 1995, NSFNet terminates its network on the Internet and resumes status as a research network. Then 1996, Internet 2 is founded. And then this is not 1996. There's some mistakes here. It is today. So today, more than 550 million hosts connect to the Internet. Alright, so this is the evolution of Internet from ARPANET, and then it goes to the NSF, becomes an Internet, then Internet 2, and today connects millions, more than million hosts connect to each other. And then next, who controls the host? I mean, who controls the internet? So nobody. It is public, cooperative and independent network. So each organization is responsible only for maintaining its own network. So the World Wide Web Consortium, or the W3C, oversees research and sets guidelines and standards. So I'm Director NKC Tim Berners-Lee in the World Wide Web Consortium. Internet 2 connects more than 200 universities and 115 companies via a high-speed private network. So they develop and test advanced internet technologies. Okay, next, how can you connect to the internet now? So many home and small business or users connect to the internet via high broadband internet service. So these are the services, broadband services, high-speed broadband internet service that you can connect to from your home and small business. So you can connect through cable internet service, the DSL or the digital subscriber line. We have the fiber to the premises, fixed wireless, cellular radio network, Wi-Fi, and then satellite service. So these are the internet. You can connect broadband internet service. And then an access provider. What is an access provider? It is a business that provides individuals and organizations access to the internet either free or for a fee. So what are ways to access the internet? So sila. We have some ISP, the internet first. We have the ISP, the internet service providers. So basically there are two types of ISPs. We have the regional ISPs, provide internet access to a specific geographical area, and then we have the national ISPs, provide internet access in cities and towns nationwide. So these are the two types of ISP, and then we have also the other provider. We have the OSP, the online service provider. Has many members only features. Popular OSP app include AOL, America Online, and MS and Microsoft Net. And then we have the last is the wireless internet service provider, the WISP provides wireless internet access to computers and mobile devices. So many require a wireless modem. So as you can see, kani sila mga cable, no, and then we'll go with the wireless internet service provider. So those are the access provider service. And then next is how a home user's data and information might travel the internet using a cable modem. So first step here, you request data from a server on the internet, and then this step 2 modem converts digital signal to analog signal. Alright, and then data travels through telephone lines to a local ISP, and then data passes through routers. Passes to routers, and then regional ISP. The regional ISP uses list lines to send data to a national ISP. The national ISP routers routes data across the country, and then national ISP passes data to local ISP, and then server sends data back to you. So ana lang siya from your request to modem to the kung unsa na siya na passes din siya through router, and then to your regional ISP, then padulong sa national ISP, then the national ISP then padulong sa server, then the server sends data back to you. That's how your data or information might travel through internet using cable modem connection. Okay. Next is alright. So we have some terms, terminologies here. So we have IP address. We also we're familiar with this, no? It's a number that uniquely identifies each computer or device connected to the internet. So basically, as you can see here below, this is an example of IP address. And then domain name. So it's the text version of an IP address, top level domain name. So this is the example of the domain name, www.google.com. So ano siya ang imong top level domain. And then we have the DNS server. It translates the domain name into its associated IP address. So amo na siya ang work sa DNS, iyang i-translate ang imong domain name, which is the text version of an IP address, into an IP address. Nga naman, because in the network, ilang mabasa is mga binary. So if you can still remember the binary, the hexadecimal, no, the decimal numbers in your networking subject. So dili niya mabasa niyang domain name, the www.google.com. So instead, iyang i-translate into IP address. So mo ra ni basahon sa network sa internet. Okay. And then next is, I think that's we have here some examples of generic top level domains. These are the examples. You have .gov, pamilya man ng .edu, .com, .org. So mas lang usual na pamilya ng mga top domain. Next, okay, we're done with the internet. Now we'll proceed with the www, or the World Wide Web. Okay, World Wide Web, it consists of a worldwide collection of electronic documents. So each document is called a web page. So a web page, so it can contain text, graphics, sound, video, and link to the other web page. So here we have website. So when you say website, it is a collection of related web pages and associated items. So unsay difference when say web page and a website. So when we say website, it's composed of many related web pages. So ang web page is part of the website, no? Kung compare natin siya sa book, ang book is the website and the chapters of the book or the pages of the book is your web pages. Alright? So klaro difference. So next is we have web server. So it is a computer that delivers requested web pages to your computer. So diha nanong ipang nakay mga request mga web pages diha naka-store, no, sa web server. And then we have the web 2.0. It refers to websites that provide a means for users to interact. So provides website to mag-interact between users and the website. Okay. Then next is we have web browser or browser. So it allows users to access web pages and web 2.0 programs. So we are familiar with these web browsers. So ano itong gamitin para maka-internet ta. So we have what called Firefox, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Opera, and then the Safari. So these are the examples of the web browsers. So how a web browser displays a home page. I think this no need to explain this, no? Kaya kuha naman tayo ni kabalo na ta. So we'll start with the web browser. Click na tong web browser, then mana din siya kung saan na address, and then the web browser to siya daw kung saan mong i-type na website, i-translate na sa web server into IP address. Then mo nang basahon din sa web browser ang IP address mo din yan i-display sa imong web page, home page. Alright. So next is what is a home page? A home page is the first page that a website displays. So kung type ka google.com, so kung saan mo makita na first page jud niya mo na siya iyang home page sa website. And then we have web pages provide links to the other related web pages surfing the net. So there are some most of the web pages have many links, no, hyperlinks. And then downloading, it is the process of receiving information. And then some web pages are designed specifically for micro browsers. So what's some micro browsers? Micro browsers are also called mobile browser or wireless internet browsers. So it is designed used on a mobile device like mga smartphones or tablets. Amo na sa micro browsers. Next is a web page has a unique address called a URL or the Uniform Resource Locator. So ano siya ang example sa homepage as a web page. So we have your protocol HTTP, then your domain name, the www.nps.gov, then your path, and then you have the web page name. So this will be your file name for this page. Right. Next is we have tab browsing. The tab browsing allows you to open and view multiple web pages in a single web browser. So, pamilya na tayo ng mga tab, no? Naning tab sa msn.com, another tab sa other website. Two types of search tools are search engines and subject directories. So what are unsa lang kalainan, what are their differences? So when say search engine, so it finds information related to a specific topic. So it is a web-based tool that enables user to locate information on the internet. So for example, unsa man mga search engine inyong nabalaan, like ang common nato, ang very popular na mga search engine is that Google, then you have the Yahoo, MSN, and other search engine. Then then we have here the subject directory. It classifies web pages in an organized set of categories. So it's basically an online database of websites and online information set up by subject siya na categorize. So basically it's directory, it's online database, active directories. So these are the two types of search tool. Okay, so we have here some list of widely used search tools. Google lang, MSN, Yahoo. So, para asa man yung search engine? So, a search engine is helpful in locating items such as such as images, mga videos, mga audio, maps, news, blogs, and people and businesses. So, mao na siya itong malocate when we use the search engine. And then how to use search engine. So mano siya wala nang pagdaan no this is self-explanatory na siya. First, type nimo ang search address or search engine sa address bar, then press enter, then so imong i-search diya, then provide din siya mga display din siya mga links ato sa about sa imong gi-search, and then you have click din nimo kung asa nimo siya, kung sa imong gi-search on the paglawas mo sa step ko siya how to use the search engine. Okay, then some web browsers contain an instant search box to eliminate the steps of displaying the search engine's web page prior to entering the search text. Okay, so we have some instant search box of the web browser. So we have here search operators can help to refine your search. So kung gusto kag filter imong mga searches. So we have here some operator like the space or the plus. So it will display hits that include specific words. So for example, nag-search kag art, music, you will type art plus music, so the result have both words art and music in any order. Or you use it display hits that include only one word from a list. So dog or puppy results have either the word dog or puppy. So if gamit kag open close parenthesis, it combine hits that include specific words with those that include only one word from a list. And then kung magamit kag hyphen, exclude a word from the search result. So search kag automobile, include convertible na mga automobile. So yung i-display is results include automobile but do not include convertible. And then when you use quotation, no? So search for an exact phrase in a certain order. So kung kani siya 19th century literature mong i-search, then isulod yung sa double quotation, so ang result have the exact phrase dyan niya, exact phrase the 19th century literature. And then we have the asterisk, substitute characters in place of the asterisk. So for example, writer asterisk, so So yung results include any word that begins with writer. Example, writer, writers, ano siya. So these are the search operators that will help you to filter or to refine your search topic. So we have here the 13 types of websites. We have here portal. So dyan siya mga portal ng mga websites. So patinis lang offers offers a variety of internet services from a single convenient location. And then we have the news website, informational website, and then we have business marketing website, the blog, the wiki, and then we have also the online social network website, educational, entertainment, content aggregator, web application, advocacy, and then personal website. And okay, so we have here some criteria of evaluating of website content. So before we going to make a website, we have to consider these things, these criteria for evaluation. So we have here first the affiliation. So a reputable institution should not support the website without bias in information. So if na-affiliate ng mga website, so dapat mo i-bias yung mga information. And then we have some audience. So the website should be written at an appropriate level. And then the authority, the website should list the author and the appropriate credentials. And then we have the content, very important to your website that you're going to make. The website should be well organized and the link should work. Okay. And then currency, the information, the web page should be correct, should be updated. Alright. So the design, this one is very important too. The pages at the website should download quickly, be visually pleasing and easy to navigate. So that dapat aesthetic or yung design na catchy or depende dyan sa mong website. So the design should matters. And then objectivity, the website should contain little advertising and be free from of preconceptions. So these are the website criteria. So next is multimedia. What is multimedia? It refers to any application that combines text with graphics, animation, audio, video, and virtual reality. So multimedia combines all these things. So we'll get to each of this. So now we have, what is a graphic? A graphic is a digital representation of non-text information. So graphic formats include BMP or the bitmap, the GIF or the graphics interchange format, and then the JPEG. We have the joint photographic expert group, and then the PNG, and TIFF. PNG, portable and portable graphics, PNG. Then TIF, we have the tag image file format. So this is an example of a graphic, mga image, no? Then next is we have the thumbnail. So a thumbnail is a small version of a larger graphic. Okay, so kung mag-search kag isa ka image, so mo ihatag sa okay. Kung mag-search kag isa okay, kung mag-search kag isa ka image for example sa Google, so gawas na siya daghan na display din siya mga thumbnail na image. So that is the thumbnail. Next is we have the animation. So animation is the appearance of motion created by displaying a series of still images in sequence. So familiar to animation, and then we have the audio. Next is the audio. So audio includes music, speech, or any other sound compressed to reduce the file size. You listen to audio on your computer using a player, any types of player. Then we have the streaming. Streaming is the process of transferring data in a continuous and even flow. So we have some here audio web file formats. So we have the common here, the MP3, no, the WAV, the WMV. So we have the video. It consists of full motion images that are played back at various speeds. So this is the video. And then we have virtual reality. It is the use of computers to simulate a real or imagined environment that appears as a 3D, 3-dimensional space. Lalo din mga 3D, mga HD, mga virtual reality. Then we have plugins. Ano yung mga plugin? Plugin is a program that extends the capability of a web browser. So as you can notice, ma-observe nyo sa ubang browser, like kung wala plugin yung video, i-play ninyo yung video logger kung wala siya plugin. So muna na yung pop-up you have to install this plugin, right? Or wala yung mga reader, no? Sila mag-sample sa mga plugins, Acrobat Reader, Flash Player, Java, sila mga plugins. And then we have the e-commerce. So it's more like it's a business. So e-commerce is a business transaction that occurs over an electronic network. M-commerce identifies e-commerce that takes place using mobile devices. Actually, there are 3 types of e-commerce. So we have here 3 types of e-commerce. We have the B2C, the business to consumer, and then we have the C2C, consumer to consumer, the B2B, the business to business. When I say B2C, it's sell of goods to general public. Example lang yung mga Amazon, the Walmart. Then sa Philippines, common na yung mga Shopee, Lazada. Okay? So they sell goods to the general public. And then we have the consumer to consumer. So classifies, one consumer sells directly to another consumer. Then business to business, business providing goods and services to the other businesses. So I think Amazon is already on converting to business to business type e-commerce. So we have other internet services provided. So with the email, it is the transmission of messages and files via computer network. So email. So, and then we have the email program. An email program allows you to create, send, receive, forward, store, print, and delete email messages. And then we have next how email message may travel from a sender to receiver. So using an email program, so you create and send a message. Then from step 2, your email program contacts software, your service provider's outgoing mail server. Then software and the outgoing mail server may determine din siya unsa na best route. Then internet service provider's incoming padulong siya. Then when the recipient uses an email program to check for email messages, the message transfers from the incoming email server to the computer's recipient. Nana lang siya ang cycle sa email message from me. how it travels from a sender to a receiver. Okay, we have some also mailing list. A mailing list is a group of email names and addresses given a single name. So, subscribing adds your email name address. If you subscribe, it adds your email name and address. If you unsubscribe, it removes your name. Okay, and then so we have instant messaging. So, ano sa mga instant messaging? So, it's a real-time internet communication service. So, from here, for example, where familiar medyo tayo ng mga instant messaging, no? We have to log in sa IM server, then the server, it will determine if online ba yung mga buddies or the family or friends or yung ka-chat. And then, it will send instant message sa imong it will send instant messages or voice another to your online buddy. And then step 4, your message or video travels through a messaging server and then padulong sa imong buddy's computer, then padulong sa iyang messaging server, then your online buddy replies that. Oy, ano siya? Hi. Ano siya? Reply din siya, hello. Siya, ano lang cycle and instant messaging. And then next is we have so we have here the chat room. A chat. So what is a chat? It's a real-time type conversation that takes place on a computer. So a chat room is a location on an internet server that permits users to chat with each other. So, klaro naman yun, mga chat and chat rooms. And then, voice over IP. It enables a user to speak to other users over the internet, also called the internet telephone. So, kung ikaw po yung nag-chat sa mong ka-chat, kung po nag-encode, no, type, so you can also do the voice over IP. Voicemail or voice call or voice message. Then we have a news group is an online area in which users have written discussions about a particular subject. Typically requires a news reader, and then a message board is a web-based type of discussion group. So these are the news group and the message board. So what is a file? FTP. That stands for File Transfer Protocol. So it is an internet standard that permits file uploading and downloading with other computers on the internet. So many operating systems include FTP capabilities. So an FTP server is a computer that allows users to upload and or download files. Yeah. So in the networking world, there are a lot of protocols. So one of it is the FTP. So muna siya main purpose sa FTP to upload and download with permits file uploading and downloading with other computers and other. So if you could still remember the other types of protocols sa inyong networking na subject, yung mga katong DNS, FTP, SMTP, SMP, SNM. Basta they have different functions each protocol. No? Mail like SMTP yung sa mail. So here we'll just nag-focus ta sa FTP, the file transfer protocol. Okay. The next is I think this would be the last etiquette last topic for this chapter 1. So if we have some etiquette when we do the fine dining or asapan, unsa pa, so same with the internet. So we have the golden rule, the netiquette. We call it a netiquette. So it is the code of acceptable internet behavior. So it's a golden rule. It's treat others as you would like them to treat you. So unsay may netiquette in email when chatting or in the chat rooms and news groups. So you have to keep this in mind always, no? So you have to keep messages brief, use proper grammar and spelling and punctuation. So are we doing this all the time when we do chatting or email? So I think in the email we always have to be more professional to look. So you have to use proper grammar, of course, spelling. But in chat room siguro, again, we always use some abbreviation, right? And then be careful when using sarcasm and humor, as it might be misinterpreted. Be polite. Avoid offensive language. So read the message before you send it. Okay, basin na pa kay nagmaliog kuan. Pag mo, pag type or sa ba. Then use meaningful subject lines. Avoid sending or posting flames, so which are abusive or insulting messages. It can create wars too. And then avoid sending spam. Do not use all capital letters, which is the equivalent of shouting. So same with the text. So kung capital, caps lock na uppercase na tanay mga text, meaning you are hindi ulit na ka. And then use emoticons to express emotion. Popular emoticons include so mga smile, mga frown. So you can use these emoticons to express emotion. Mabalaan joke na rin siya. Then you use abbreviations and acronyms for phrases. Like this one, mga abbreviation. The BTW, by the way, din na siya. Ang uban kay bitaw, ang Bisaya pa. FYI, for your information, sa mga samples, mga abbreviations. And then we have to clearly identify spoiler. Then read the fact, the frequently asked questions. Do not assume material is accurate or up to date. For giving up others' mistakes. And then last is never read someone's private email. So it's really it's a big no-no to read someone's private email. That's why it's called private. It's intended for only one. And then it's kung mabasahon na nimo siya ng iyong email, so it's good. Invading privacy na dahil. So ano ka na. Okay, so these are the some netiquette or the golden rule when you're in the when you're in doing the internet. So I think that would be the last topic for this chapter. So thank you so much for your time. So just to recap, so for this chapter, we have discussed the history and the structure of the internet, and also we have discussed the World Wide Web or the WWW. Then and how to we discussed the browsers, the different types of browsers, how to navigate it, and the searching, and the e-commerce, and we have also discussed the other internet services like the email, the instant messaging, the chat rooms, the chat, the voice over IP, the news groups, and what else? And the file FTP, the file transfer protocol. And then the last would be the rules of etiquette. So I hope you understand at least naamoy na sa gamay. So you just have to kung wala pa kayo na grasp ninyo, you just have to download this video and you have to listen again to this discussion. So and that's all for now. So we'll be seeing you again on the next topic. So thank you so much for your time, everyone.